Welcome back to the channel, aviators. Today we're going to be talking about top aircraft that could be added as event vehicles into the game. But before we get into that, make sure to subscribe because that's the main way to enter in our giveaway, and join the Discord down below to get more details on how to enter in. And the basic rules of engagements for this video is I'll only be talking about aircraft event vehicles because there is a wide variety of aircraft and tanks and really any vehicle that could be added to the game as an event vehicle. There's a lot of cursed vehicles out there, you'll be surprised. Actually, no, you guys won't. You guys are warthunder players. You guys know every vehicle on the planet. But other than that, make sure to comment down below which event vehicles you guys would like to see added, and please do not leak classified documents in the comments section. So we're going to put some F-16 sim combat in the back of this. I hope you guys enjoy it. And for my viewers who love our versus dogfights, we'll be going back to those videos shortly. I have a very special one planned in the works. But without further ado, let's get into this top 5. For our number 5 spot, we're going to be talking about the RAH-66 Comanche. Now, this is a pretty darn good vehicle. It is a helicopter, of course, and I talked about this in one of my earlier top 5 videos. I really would like to see this added to the game. One, Gaijin already has a pretty decent model of the aircraft in terms of the Avatar event or the Future Battle, forgot what it's called, the Cyberpunk event, I believe. So they have models of this helicopter. No, it wasn't Cyberpunk, my bad. It was the Dune event. Yeah, these helicopters were in the Dune event. Of course, they had little, they had different rotary, they had, you know, the dragonfly wings, not a rotor or a rotor on the top. But it had pretty much the same body. It had the same built skin and all that. It had internal bays, all that fun stuff. Now, this was developed by the United States Army in the 1980s and the 1990s. It was intended to be a state-of-the-art advanced rotor aircraft design. So this bad boy was meant for like surveillance, that sort of deal, because it is a stealth aircraft. It has a very low RCS. So basically, you could get this into positions to where the enemy is going to have a hard time spotting you. And not to mention, it's a helicopter, so you can hide behind trees and stuff to help you know, from radars detecting you. So it's a pretty good aircraft. It was armed with a 20mm cannon, air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles. It could carry 8 Hellfires and 6 internal. So basically, it could carry 6 internal, and or it could carry up to 8 if you really wanted to reduce the stealth capabilities. And I believe Gaijin's just going to add 6 to this if it's an event vehicle, because giving this 8 is a bit OP, but this could be basically an early introduction into RCS and how that works on certain aircraft. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically how stealthy your aircraft can be, basically. So I feel like this could be an early introduction to stealth vehicles, and they can make it an event vehicle. How fun would that be? I mean, they already teased it in their April Fools, so Gaijin's thinking about it, right? Whenever Gaijin makes these April Fools stuff, they're usually making it as a sort of teaser or a hint to what's to come, basically. I don't know if you guys remember, but remember a while back they had an event where there was like T-90s and Leopards, and we didn't have those in the game yet. They had an Apache and I forgot the other helicopter they had. But they showed off that, look at this modern stuff. You like this? You guys enjoy it? And people really enjoyed it. And guess what? Gaijin added it to the game. So like the Dune event and the Avatar event, people really enjoyed it. The Comanche was technically in there. Of course, it had different rotors, but yeah, that's why I think this is going to be added to the game. Now for our number 4th spot, we have the F20 Tiger Shark. Now, this is an aircraft I would really like to see in the game. I mean, come on. It looks amazing. It's an F5, so you can shoot anything at it. It's not going to die. And it basically has sort of a similar frame to the F-16. And of course, I listed this in an earlier video talking about it. But this fits more as an event vehicle, in my opinion, right? Because it is an F5, and it technically wasn't in wide production. They only built 3 of these, as far as I know. So this fits the bill of an event vehicle, am I right? I mean, come on. It would be cool. And it carries AIM-120s and AIM-7s and AIM-9Ls and all that stuff. So you could introduce AIM-120s with it. Maybe just give it 2, right? In an update or something as an event. Or just give it AIM-7s if you really want it to. that would be fine as well. But I do think this would be a great aircraft to add. You could test Harpoon missiles on it. You could test, well, I guess we already have Mavericks in the game, so you could just slap those on it. But it could be an early introduction to Harpoon missiles. I know the Tornado, the German one they added to the game, that has anti-ship missiles. The Gaijin's thinking of later ships right now. I mean, why would you add that to the game? You know, it just doesn't make sense. So, you know, you could put Harpoons on this. You could put some guided bombs, some cluster bombs even, perhaps, test that. But yeah, I feel like this is a perfect event vehicle. It just fits perfectly. And the fact that it has a similar airframe to the F-16, I think it's a little worse, but it's totally better than the F-5E, way better. Actually, it'd be better than a lot of jets in the game in terms of dogfighting. So yeah, this is why it goes to my number 4th spot. This is kind of a personal jet I want personally added to the game. There's no evidence behind it being added to the game, but yeah. And for a 3rd spot, it goes to the F-16XL, and despite what people think, this is not an extra large F-16, although it is extra wide, so I guess you're sort of right. But look at this thing. This is the closest we're going to get to an F-22 Raptor for a while. Now, I did do a April Fool's video on this. This is fake. This is a total joke. I haven't put April Fool's in the title. That jet was a joke in that video. But this video, I think, now that I looked at the comments and seeing how many people actually wanted this jet added to the game, it does make sense for Gaijin to add it eventually as an event vehicle. It's an F-16 that's a Delta wing. I mean, well, I believe it's a double Delta, actually. So, I mean, who doesn't want this? Am I right? It's a J-35 F-16, basically. It carries AIM-9Ls, carries a 20mm Vulcan, up to 17 pylons, which is quite a bit. Information is pretty limited on this jet, but we could say that it probably carried AIM-9Ls and AIM-120s because it is on an F-16 airframe. And that's why I believe this would be a fun jet to add to the game. And again, that video was a joke. It's not, they're not adding it. There's no confirmation of that. But the video below that, I put 2 videos in that screenshot, because the F-14 I made an April Fool's video about before they added it, literally the same year they added it. So in a way, I sort of predicted that jet. In terms of the F-16XL, we'll see if they add it this year. I don't think they will. I don't think we'll see this for a while because it is an F-16. But still, cool event vehicle Gaijin could add. And for our number 2 spot, we have the Su-47 Berkut, the jet, the Russian jet. Now this pulls pretty darn good maneuverability. It pulls some good G's. It's a cool looking aircraft. It does have some stealthy characteristics. It's not fully stealthy, of course, but the wings are inverted. So that does help lower its RCS, so Gaijin could perhaps add that when they add RCS to the game or whatever. But I did a poll on this, and to see what aircraft people would like to see, we had the Blackbird, we had the F20 Tiger Shark, and we had the Berkut, right? And most people voted this jet, so that is out of 300 votes, but you know, it's a very early vote, and this jet seems to be winning. So this is a cool vehicle Gaijin could add as an event vehicle. I'm sure they thought of it. It goes about Mach 2.21 at altitude, so it's pretty fast, pretty darn maneuverable. It could carry R-60s, you know, R-27s, R-73s, your basic Russian air-to-air missiles. So it'd be pretty cool if they added this. Maybe give it a limited load, give it some lowered RCS perhaps, maybe, theoretically, Gaijin, come on. And yeah, I feel like this would be a cool event vehicle, but tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. And last but not least, we have the YF12A Blackbird. Now, this is a bit of a goofy vehicle, right? This is something Gaijin could add. They could, because it did carry 3 air-to-air missiles. But should they? And would it be a good vehicle? Well, I think it would be a good vehicle at running, right? Like if someone's behind you or a jet's chasing you, you're gonna have a good time getting away from them. I feel like that's my personal preference or my personal take on adding this aircraft. Now it did carry look down, shoot down radar, so it carried some nice radar. It was an ANASG-18. It also carried AIM-47 air-to-air missiles. Now these looked a little bit like the Phoenix missiles. In fact, they were early variants of the Phoenix missiles. Like they built off this missile to make the Phoenix, from what I can understand. So Gaijin could, they could give this a NASA skin as well, and it only gets 3 air missiles, so it's not going to be ridiculously overpowered, and it's a Blackbird. So whatever event Gaijin puts this in, or whatever strenuous grinding they put into this, people are going to grind for it. If you make this like, there was an April Fool's crafting event that was nearly impossible to complete. And I hope Gaijin doesn't do this, but if they did do it, there was an event that was almost impossible to complete to get a vehicle. I forgot which one it was. If you put this vehicle in there, everyone would grind for that. Like, a big majority of players would grind for it. I would grind for it, no matter how hard and tough it is to grind, because I know this jet's going to sell for a lot on the marketplace. This would sell for probably thousands on the marketplace down the road. So I feel like this is a great jet for Gaijin to add if they want to saturate their marketplace, and it looks cool, and it's a Blackbird. Plus, you can put a NASA skin on there, because NASA did use this. So, yeah, pretty darn gnarly. And that is our last pick. Psych! You guys thought this was the end. No, we have a bonus vehicle, the F111B, that I just thought of while editing this video, because it also carried the same missiles that the YF12 eventually carried. So, yeah, F111B, let's talk about it. Now, this is a naval variant of the F111. It's the F111B, of course, and I've been getting a lot of comments for people to tell me to talk about the Aardvark. So we're going to talk about a jet that's very close to the Aardvark, but not the Aardvark. I promise we'll get it in a video eventually. But let's talk about the F111B. So this was a competitor for the F-14 Tomcat. Of course, the Tomcat won, but they still built this jet, and it was able to carry 6 Phoenix missiles and an M61 Vulcan. So I feel like this should have been added to the game before the Tomcat, right? Because you could have tested early Phoenixes, they suck anyway, slap them on this bird, and it would have been a cool event vehicle or early tech tree vehicle. But I believe Gaijin's going to add it as an event vehicle now because, well, the game we have right now has a Tomcat in it, right? So, yeah, this would be an awesome jet for them to add. It does go pretty darn fast, Mach 2.2, but its thruster weight is 0.47, so it's not going to be a good dogfighter. But it's a cool and unique jet that Gaijin should add. So, but other than that, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go in the comments down below and tell me what vehicles you guys would like to see in the future added to the game as event vehicles, because I'm pretty curious about that. There's a lot of event vehicles that Gaijin could add, and don't limit it to like just planes. You know, put boats in there, put tanks, anything really. Toyotas. I'm really curious to see, because there's so many ideas Gaijin can use. But anyway, take care, guys.